What is up, guys? Kevin from the KO Sports Corner. Excited to bring you guys another video. I'm filming this today on my birthday, so 17, feeling good. Today we have an actually very interesting video. We're gonna start our yearly draft coverage here on the KO Sports Corner. Let's just get right into it, man. I mean, we're just gonna start with the projected top 5 picks, which are Aiden Hutchinson going to the Jacksonville Jaguars, followed by Kayvon Thibodeau going to the Detroit Lions. Houston takes Derek Stingley Jr. New York Jets take Kyle Hamilton, and the New York Giants taking George Karlaftis. So sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. So what we're gonna do in this video is pretty much go by each prospect or the best prospect at each position and talk about that player. Obviously, we're not gonna go into Thibodeau because he's a guy. I don't know if he's actually declared or not declared. I think he did, but we're gonna go by the best positions, and this is according to PFF. So that's what I'm using. Meet the prospects. Aiden Hutchinson. He is 6'6", 285 pounds, 94.5 PFF grade, and 14 sacks. I think Aiden Hutchinson does have the highest PFF grade. He's the number 1 ranked on their board. So it's just one of these guys who's an absolute beast. He did declare for the draft already. So just another guy to keep in consideration there. Yeah, he's probably I think he's the consensus number 1 overall pick. You know, the guy went crazy. Aiden Hutchinson did have a great college career this time around, especially making it to the bowl game. I think it was the Orange Bowl, lost there. But he did have some success throughout his time in college, especially this season with 14 sacks. He is the number 1 ranked prospect with a 94.5 PFF grade, as already mentioned. Moving on to the next prospect. So as I mentioned, we're going through the best position prospects, and in this case at quarterback, which is a very weak class. I mean, just going through the players, I'm going to go through them right now. We have Kenny Pickett, who actually takes over Matt Corral. This is actually very new. Kenny Pickett, we have Matt Corral, then we have Sam Howell, and then Desmond Ridder. Besides that, those are, I think, the top 5 QBs in the class. I actually didn't know Kenny Pickett was the best one according to PFF, but the most noticeable guy is Matt Corral at 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, 70.6 PFF grade, 20 touchdowns, 3,349 passing yards. This guy, Matt Corral, definitely is going to be a top first round pick. I could see Kenny Pickett maybe going below first round, maybe even second round. I'm not sure. I still haven't done enough research. I haven't looked through mock drafts to see where each guy's placed. But yeah, moving on to the next guy, we have Jameson Williams, very highly coveted prospect in my opinion. This guy is the second in PFF, but in my opinion, he's first. Unfortunately, did get injured in the national championship game in which Alabama lost. He's ranked 3rd in PFF after another update. He is now up to a 81.6 PFF grade. It just got updated today by PFF, and he's a really good prospect. 15 touchdowns, 1,507 yards. The only 2 players up above him are Drake London and Garrett Wilson, who are very good prospects as well. But in my opinion, Jameson Williams is the top prospect. I'll probably change it in a couple weeks. Maybe in a week from now, I'll make this video once again, and we'll go through it again, as I will probably make some kind of a big board video as I did last time. But moving on to the running backs, we have Kenneth Walker III. He is actually still the number 1 prospect. Kenneth Walker, yes, the number 1 running back prospect with an 89.3 PFF grade. This guy is very small and agile. I could see him going in the top of the 2nd round, maybe even the 1st round. He had a 18 touchdown, 1,636 rushing yards season. Very interesting guy and prospect. Definitely could see the Dolphins picking him up. I could see a team that's running back needy pick him up. Maybe a team like the Carolina Panthers. Although you have Christian McCaffrey, you do need a running back because he is very injury prone. You also could go to a team like the Giants who need a running back. And we'll show you the draft order at the end, what it looks like. The Eagles need a running back, for example. So that is definitely a player to keep an eye on, especially throughout this time. The other guys that are behind him are Zach Charbonnet, and then we have Breece Hall, followed by Richard White, Isaiah Spiller. Just some other guys to keep in mind there. Moving on to the tight end prospect, we have Trey McBride. This guy's not going to be a first-round pick, unfortunately, but he is rated the best tight end, a very weak tight end class, especially, I think, since the Noah Fant, TJ Hawkinson days. There's not been a better tight end class than that one. This tight ends have been very weak. We had the Mike Gesicki class, Dallas Goedert, but now we have this class, 6'4", 260 pounds, 94.7 PFF grade, 1 touchdown, 1,121 yards. Yeah, tight ends in this draft class aren't the best. Very sad in a way because we haven't been able to get a big tight end class, and especially teams who need tight ends Panthers would need a tight end. The Houston Texans may need a tight end, although Brevin Jordan from the UM, it's all about the U, but he's been pretty good. So looking there. Moving on to the next guy, Tyler Linderbaum. He is the best center in the class. He is 6'3", 290 pounds, 95.4 PFF grade. He is definitely a stud, and I could see him going in the first round. Now, if we go to a mock draft, we have Linderbaum going 19 to the Philadelphia Eagles once again, according to PFF. Most of my draft analysis and where I get my sources will either be ESPN, but mainly PFF. Pro Football Focus, very good prospect coverage that they do there. They have their own YouTube channel. I'll link it down in the description. Their latest mock draft, the one I'm looking at right now, and the NFL Big Board that they use, which is pretty much updated every day, as you could see. Now these are a little bit off, but obviously probably the better prospects. Now, at number 8, the 8th position we're going to get into, the 8th page of my prospect coverage, we have Kenyon Green, 6'4", 325 pounds, 79.8 PFF grade. This guy is a beast. And just looking at the mock draft, they have him going 25 to the Cincinnati Bengals, definitely a team who would need some offensive line help. Love this guy for the Miami Dolphins as well, a team who needs offense and offensive linemen especially. And we'll be making a video on the Dolphins. I've already guests lined up for that. Very excited for it. So moving on to the next guy. This is an absolute beast. Evan Neal. This guy's 6'7", 350 pounds. This guy's huge. He is definitely a top 5 pick in the draft, as they have him going third overall to the Houston Texans. This guy at 84.9 PFF grade. Definitely the best O-lineman in general in the draft. This guy's a monster. And you wait till you see the last prospect in this Meet the Prospects. Moving on to Devin Stingley Jr., a highly coveted prospect, 6'1", 195 pounds. They have him going number 4 to the New York Jets, which is a defense-needing team. They need cornerbacks. They already addressed most of their offense. Their offensive line actually looks pretty good with Elijah Vera Tucker, Mekhi Becton. And then you have Zach Wilson. Hopefully he turns out to be a good quarterback. You have their wide receivers. Now you have to address the defense, which was just getting burnt after play last season, this last season now. So very good prospect there. Then we have Kyle Hamilton, who is actually, I think, also projected to go to the Jets in the mock draft that I have here. And yeah, they have him going over to the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, another defensive needy team. We'll get into which player the team should be looking at. That will be another video, probably in the mock draft video, which will be dropping in a couple weeks. But yeah, Kyle Hamilton, very good prospect, very good safety. Obviously, I think he's the best one. And then one of my favorite prospects, which I saw play a little bit in the national championship game yesterday, Kobe Dean. This guy is a very good player. He's a leader. They actually have him going number 27 to the Dallas Cowboys. So you're going to be pairing this guy with Micah Parsons. That's going to be very, very deep and very scary. That's going to be a threat in the NFC East. And finally, with the final prospect, this guy's an absolute monster. Jordan Davis, 6'6", 340 pounds. Oh my God. And this guy in the mock draft is going to be going over to the Los Angeles Chargers. This guy's a beast. Just look at him, man. That guy's a monster. He's definitely going to be one of the top pass interior defensive linemen when it comes to going in there and just making it happen. This guy's going to be a run stopper, and especially if he goes to the Chargers, which that's a very good defense. So finally, to end off the video, we have what the picks will look like. Number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars. And just going through the mock draft that PFF has here, at number 1, the Jaguars are supposed to take Aiden Hutchinson. At number 2, we do have the Detroit Lions, and they're projected to take Kayvon Thibodeau. Number 3, we have the Houston Texans, who are expected to take Evan Neal out of Alabama. At number 4, we have the New York Jets, who are supposed to take Derek Stingley Jr. At number 5, we have the New York Giants, who are supposed to be taking Charles Cross. Number 6, we have the Carolina Panthers, who are expected to take Sam Howell. He's probably going to make some competition for the best quarterback. Number 7, the New York Giants are supposed to take George Karlaftis. Number 8, Atlanta Falcons expected to take Kyle Hamilton. At number 9, we have the Denver Broncos expected to take Devin Lloyd. And number 10, we have the New York Giants. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to say that name. Ike Egwanu. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Out of NC State. At number 11, we have the Washington football team. That's what it's called right now. That obviously is going to change. Taking possibly the best wide receiver in Drake London. At number 12, we have the Minnesota Vikings. expected to take Kenny Pickett. At number 13, the Cleveland Browns expected to take Jameson Williams out of Alabama. Number 14, the Baltimore Ravens, having one of their higher picks and not making the playoffs, taking defensive interior lineman Trayvon Walker out of Georgia. And then at number 15 and 16, since the Eagles own 2 back-to-back picks, they're expected to take David Ojabo out of Michigan and then Ahmad Gardner out of Cincinnati. There's a lot of draft prospects here who are very interesting. We're going to do a deeper dive into all of these guys throughout the weeks. We have a Miami Dolphins video coming up, head coaching video coming up, as well as some NBA All-Star ballot coming up. And finally, obviously, we could talk about the NBA trade deadline. We'll be making an NBA trade line guide video, buyers, sellers, and buyout market interest players that we can see in the buyout market. That's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow us on all platforms. This will also be available to you on Apple Podcasts, as you can see right here. I actually haven't been able to upload my last video on Apple Podcasts, which was the MLB Prospects video. I'll definitely be putting that one up probably today. You'll be watching this on January 11th. So yeah, make sure to just follow, like, and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good day. Peace out.